Hi guys, in this episode of Shri series, I wanted us to discuss algebra and collecting like terms as written above. So we'll start off with two simple questions. The first one, where you've got 3a squared minus 2a squared b. All right. Now, one suggestion I give to students whenever they solve algebra questions is that think of it like you're going for grocery shopping. All right. You go to the shop, and then you get apples, you get oranges, and you get pears. They all mixed up in a bag, and then when you go home, you put them in order. All right, that's literally what grouping like terms and unlike terms mean. All right, so likewise, when you're solving questions in algebra involving collecting like terms and eventually simplifying them, the first thing you need to do is identify which ones are like terms, which ones are unlike terms, simplify the like terms. Always remember, you can't simplify unlike terms, all right? So if you look at a simple question here, a plus a, that's gonna be 2a, all right? But if you got a plus b, you can't simplify any further, all right? Because they are unlike terms, all right? So these two, we refer to them as like terms, and these are unlike terms, and therefore we can't simplify. Cool. So if you look at this question here, 3a squared minus 2a squared b. So 3a squared b minus 2a squared b. The first question we need to ask ourselves is, are they like terms? All right. They are like terms, and therefore what I like to do, if you want, you can even use a different color just to tick the fact that they are like terms. So therefore 3a squared b minus 2a squared b, all you got to remember is because they're like terms, just simply put a squared b. All right, and then you go, what's 3 minus 2, and that's 1a squared b, or you could leave the answer as a squared b, and that's going to be your answer here. All right. Let's look at the second question here. Slightly more complex, all right, but we're able to solve this. We're in a situation where you've got 5xy plus 2x squared y minus 2xy plus 3y squared x. Now, at first, this question can be very overwhelming because you've got x and y's, you've got x squared and you've got y squared, you've got plus and you've got negatives. In this scenario, the first thing we need to do is let's pair up the like terms, all right? So what do you think would be a like term between 5xy, or more specifically xy? It definitely can't be xy squared. It can't be y squared x. However, you can see that there's an x and y there. So therefore, what I would do is I would put one tick to show that 5xy and negative 2xy are like terms. The next thing I need to find out is which one's a like term to xy squared, and I'll probably put a double tick there just to show that it's different from the single tick, which is xy. So if you look at xy squared and you look at y squared x, that technically is a question aimed at confusing you. They want you to think that, oh, xy squared and y squared x are actually not the same thing. When they're in effect the same thing, we've just purposely swapped the letters to confuse you, because that's the same as yx squared. So therefore, these two are like terms. And then from there, what you do is, like I gave the example of the shopping scenario, you put the same fruits on one side. So you put the apples on one side, put the pears on another side, and you put the oranges. So likewise, you group your like terms. So you're going to say, all right, 5xy and negative 2xy, we're going to put them together. So that's going to be 5xy minus 2xy. Please note that the sign is retained. So we're not changing the sign. If it's a negative, we're going to pull it back to a negative. And then you're going to get plus 2xy squared plus 3xy squared. Now it's easy for us to simplify them because we've grouped like terms together. 5xy minus 2xy becomes 3xy. And you put a plus there because there's a plus there. 2xy squared plus 3xy squared eventually becomes 5xy squared. All right. So therefore, this expression has now been simplified we've made something complex to something simple. So we've grouped the like terms and unlike terms and put them together. Now with this question, we can either leave it like that or we can factorize, but in the next video, I'll talk more about it. Thanks guys.